After 60 minutes of strolling through the literature, most people think about cholesterol, about their heart, and about lowering blood pressure. But what if I told you there's one type of fat that doesn't just clog your arteries, it clogs your brain? Trans fats. They're not just in fast food, they're in your favorite snacks, your morning pastries, even some healthy options you find at the store. And while everyone talks about heart disease, very few people realize how trans fats slowly cut off blood flow to the brain, starving your brain cells of oxygen, making your thinking slower, your memory weaker, and your mood more unstable over time. In this video, we're going to walk you through the hidden world of trans fats, how they sneak into your kitchen, how they damage your blood vessels, especially the ones going to your brain, and what that means for your clarity, your sleep, your energy, and even your risk of dementia as you age. If you're over 60 and you care about staying sharp, independent, and mentally strong, then this might be one of the most important health messages you'll hear this year. We'll break it down with easy science, real examples, and practical solutions. You don't need a PhD to understand how your brain works, just a little curiosity and a willingness to take control of what you eat. So let's start by asking, what exactly are trans fats, and why are they still on our shelves even after so many warnings? Trans fats, also known as trans fatty acids, are created when hydrogen is added to liquid oils to make them solid at room temperature. This process is called hydrogenation. It was invented to extend shelf life, to make products stay fresh longer, and to give foods a creamy texture that consumers love. Think about margarine, cookies, crackers, microwave popcorn, frozen pizza crust, and even some coffee creamers. They all use this type of artificial fat. But here's the problem. Trans fats don't behave like natural fats in your body. Instead of being used for energy or building healthy cell membranes, they become inflammatory. They damage your blood vessels, they confuse your hormones, and they block the smooth flow of blood, especially to delicate areas like your brain. Decades ago, food companies loved trans fats. They were cheap, easy to produce, and helped keep food from spoiling. That's why they became so common in packaged snacks, fast food, and fried items. But over time, scientists started to notice something disturbing. Populations that consumed more trans fats had more heart disease, more strokes, and yes, more cognitive problems. Studies began to pile up showing the connection between trans fats and memory decline, poor concentration, and even shrinkage of the brain's white matter. So why are they still around even though we've known this for years? The truth is, many countries have banned or restricted trans fats. But in the United States, especially in small food businesses, imported goods, and unlabeled packaging, trans fats can still make their way into your diet. And for older adults, who may not always read every label or question every ingredient, the risk adds up silently over time. In the next section, we'll explain exactly how these fats affect the blood vessels going to your brain, and why even small amounts can lead to long-term damage. After 60, your brain is only about 2% of your total body weight, but it uses around 20% of your blood supply. That means your brain is constantly demanding oxygen, nutrients, and glucose to function at its best. But trans fats interfere with this process in a dangerous way. When you eat foods containing trans fats, they increase LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, and at the same time, they lower HDL cholesterol, the good kind that helps keep your arteries clean. This imbalance leads to the buildup of plaque inside your blood vessels, especially in the tiny arteries that go to the brain. As plaque builds up, blood can't flow as freely. Your brain cells, particularly in the areas responsible for memory, problem-solving, and emotional control, start to receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. But that's not all. Trans fats also make the lining of your blood vessels more rigid and inflamed. That makes it harder for your arteries to expand when your brain needs more blood. For example, when you're trying to focus, solve a problem, or recall someone's name, Your brain normally gets a quick boost of blood to help, but with trans fats blocking the way, that boost is delayed or reduced. Over time, this reduced circulation damages the brain. You may notice it first as brain fog, slower thinking, or trouble concentrating, but eventually, it can lead to something more serious, like mild cognitive impairment or even vascular dementia. And for seniors over 60, whose blood vessels are already more fragile due to aging, the impact is even more severe. That's why understanding this connection between trans fats and brain blood flow is so critical. Up next, we'll explore the warning signs that your brain might already be affected. Your body often gives you subtle warnings long before a major problem shows up, and when it comes to your brain, those early signs can be easy to overlook, but they matter, especially after 60, because small changes may signal that trans fats have already started to impact your brain. One of the first signs is persistent brain fog. You might wake up feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. You struggle to focus on simple tasks. Conversations feel harder to follow. It's like your mind is moving through molasses. Another common symptom is short-term memory issues. You forget where you placed your keys or why you walked into a room. Occasionally forgetting is normal, but if it's happening more often and it's getting worse, it could be a red flag. You may also notice mood changes, feeling more irritable, more anxious, or emotionally flat. This happens because the areas of the brain that regulate emotions are sensitive to reduced blood flow. Trans fats limit that flow, creating chemical imbalances that affect how you feel day to day. Headaches may become more frequent and more intense, especially if inflammation in your blood vessels is rising. You may also feel more tired after meals, especially when you eat something fried. That sluggishness can be a direct result of trans fats affecting your blood circulation. Some people even report changes in their ability to make decisions. Things like planning a trip, managing bills, or choosing what to eat become more overwhelming, not because of age, but because your brain isn't getting the oxygen it needs. And remember, if you already have high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, your brain is even more vulnerable. The effects of trans fats add to the damage, like fuel on a slow-burning fire. In the next section, let's take a closer look at the foods most responsible for sneaking these dangerous fats into your daily meals. Even though many people believe trans fats are banned in the United States, the truth is, they're still hiding in everyday foods, especially the ones many seniors grew up enjoying. The FDA did ban artificial trans fats in 2018, but a small loophole still allows products with less than 0.5 grams per serving to be labeled as trans fat free. So, if you're eating more than one serving, those tiny amounts add up quickly. Let's start with baked goods. Store-bought cookies, pastries, donuts, and pies often contain partially hydrogenated oils. These oils give products a longer shelf life, but they also introduce trans fats directly into your body. Even many crackers and frozen pie crusts still contain them. Next, we have margarine and shortening. These were once marketed as healthier alternatives to butter, but many versions still contain trans fats, especially the stick form of margarine, which is still common in older kitchens. Microwave popcorn is another sneaky source. Some brands use partially hydrogenated oils to give that buttery flavor and crisp texture. Always check the label, especially for anything that says butter flavor or movie theater style. Fast food is one of the biggest culprits. Fries, fried chicken, onion rings, and even certain burger buns may be cooked in oils that were reused repeatedly, creating trans fats during the heating process. Even if the restaurant doesn't add trans fats intentionally, the cooking method itself can produce them. Packaged snack foods like chips, crackers, and snack cakes also deserve attention. Many older adults keep these on hand for quick snacks. But check the ingredient list. Anything with partially hydrogenated oil is a red flag. Lastly, some non-dairy creamers and frozen pizza products still sneak in trans fats. These foods may seem harmless, but when eaten regularly, they add up, especially in an aging body that can't recover as quickly. The key is awareness, because if you're not reading the fine print, you could be eating a dangerous substance every single day without knowing it. So what can you do about it? Let's move to the next section and talk about simple strategies to reduce trans fats while still enjoying delicious meals. Reducing trans fats doesn't mean giving up your favorite foods forever. It simply means making smarter choices and learning how to spot hidden dangers. The first and most powerful thing you can do is read the ingredients list. Don't just look for 0 grams trans fat on the label. Look at the fine print. If you see the words partially hydrogenated oil, even in tiny amounts, put it back on the shelf. Second, choose whole foods over packaged ones. Fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and lean meats don't contain any trans fats. These foods not only protect your brain, but also boost your energy, support heart health, and help you stay sharp and focused. When shopping for baked goods, choose items from local bakeries that use real butter and simple ingredients. Or better yet, try baking at home using olive oil or avocado oil. These oils are rich in healthy fats and do not produce trans fats when heated. Replace margarine and shortening with healthier alternatives. Extra virgin olive oil, ghee, coconut oil, and grass-fed butter can provide flavor and texture without harming your brain. These fats are more stable and much better tolerated by the aging brain and heart. If you love popcorn, make it at home with organic kernels and coconut oil. Add a pinch of sea salt or nutritional yeast instead of relying on artificial, buttery flavoring. You'll get all the crunch without the hidden chemicals. Avoid fast food when possible, but if you're eating out, ask how the food is cooked. Choose grilled, baked, or steamed options instead of deep-fried items. Many restaurants now list ingredients online. Take a moment to check before you go. And be cautious with snacks. Instead of chips or crackers, try roasted almonds, celery with hummus, or air-popped popcorn with turmeric and olive oil. These options satisfy your cravings without sabotaging your brain. One more important step: don't be fooled by diet fads. Just because something is low-fat or heart-healthy doesn't mean it's safe. Always go back to basics: real food, simple ingredients, and preparation methods that protect your health. Reducing trans fats is one of the most powerful things you can do for your brain after 60, but it doesn't have to be hard. Just a few small changes in your kitchen can make a big difference in how you feel, mentally and physically. Up next, we'll look at the long-term benefits you'll notice when trans fats are no longer a part of your daily diet. When you stop eating trans fats, your body starts to change, and it happens faster than most people expect. The first thing many older adults notice is a clearer mind. That mental fog, the forgetfulness, the slow thinking, it begins to lift. You feel more present, more focused, and more able to concentrate on daily tasks without struggling. Many people over 60 also report better mood stability. Trans fats have been linked to higher rates of depression and irritability, but when you remove them, your brain chemistry begins to balance out. You may feel calmer, less anxious, and more emotionally steady. Your energy improves too. Because trans fats disrupt cell function and oxygen delivery, your body has to work harder to do basic things. Once they're gone, blood flows more freely to the brain and to every part of your body. That means less fatigue, more motivation, and more physical stamina. Sleep often gets better as well. Older adults who cut out trans fats have reported fewer disturbances at night, deeper sleep, and easier mornings. That's because your nervous system is no longer inflamed by harmful oils, giving your brain a better chance to rest and repair. Your memory may also sharpen. You might find that names, numbers, and directions become easier to recall. Over time, removing trans fats can help support the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for learning and memory. Even your blood work may show improvements: lower LDL cholesterol, reduced inflammation markers, and better triglyceride levels. These are all common results, and for seniors, every improvement means a lower risk of stroke, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Best of all, you may feel more in control when you actively choose brain-healthy foods. It empowers you to protect your independence, your lifestyle, and your future. So if you've already begun removing trans fats from your meals, stay with it. These changes are not just possible, they are real. They've been documented in clinical studies and felt by thousands of seniors who made the choice to care for their brain every day. Up next, we'll dive deeper into the science. Why exactly do trans fats damage the brain so severely? And how does that damage look over time? Well, let's break it down. What exactly do trans fats do to the brain, and why are they so dangerous after 60? Trans fats are artificially created oils made by adding hydrogen to vegetable oil to make it solid at room temperature. This process is called hydrogenation. It gives foods a longer shelf life. But your brain pays the price. Inside your body, trans fats don't behave like natural fats. Instead of supporting cell membranes, they harden them. Brain cells, or neurons, need flexible membranes to communicate and send signals. But when trans fats are built into those membranes, communication slows down. Neurons struggle to transmit impulses, and that leads to brain fog, slow thinking, and memory loss. Worse, trans fats increase inflammation in the brain. Chronic inflammation is now understood to be one of the key drivers of neurodegeneration. It disrupts blood flow, damages brain tissues, and contributes to conditions like Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. Studies have shown that even small amounts of trans fats, as little as 2% of daily calories, can raise the risk of cognitive decline by up to 30% in older adults. That's just a few crackers or a small pastry daily. Trans fats also impair the blood-brain barrier. This barrier protects the brain from harmful substances. When it breaks down, toxins can slip in and interfere with brain function. It's like punching holes in your brain's defense system. Additionally, trans fats affect insulin sensitivity in the brain. Yes, the brain uses insulin too. And poor insulin response has been linked to what some scientists call type 3 diabetes, or Alzheimer's disease. That means trans fats not only harm your heart and waistline, they directly impair brain metabolism. The hippocampus, the memory center of the brain, is especially vulnerable. Imaging studies show that diets high in trans fats lead to smaller hippocampal volume, meaning your brain literally shrinks over time. And for those already at risk, people with high blood pressure, diabetes, or family history of dementia, the effects can be even more dramatic. This is why trans fats are not just bad, they're toxic to the aging brain. They don't just affect you in the moment, they change how your brain works and how it ages. In our final section, we'll show you exactly what to do next, how to read labels, find hidden trans fats, and choose delicious foods that support your brain instead. Now that we understand how harmful trans fats are, the big question is, what should we eat instead? The good news is, your brain loves healthy fats. And after 60, the right fats can actually protect memory, improve mood, and support clear thinking. Let's start with omega-3 fatty acids. These are the superstar brain fats, especially DHA and EPA. They help reduce inflammation, support the structure of brain cells, and improve communication between neurons. Where can you find them? Fatty fish like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and mackerel are excellent sources. Just 2 servings a week can make a big difference. If you don't eat fish, consider a high-quality omega-3 supplement from algae or fish oil. Talk to your doctor first, especially if you're on blood thinners. Next, extra virgin olive oil. This oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, which have been linked to slower cognitive decline in older adults. Olive oil also contains polyphenols, plant compounds that act like antioxidants, protecting the brain from damage. Try using it as your main cooking oil, or drizzle it over vegetables and salads. Another powerful fat? Avocados. They provide healthy monounsaturated fats and are packed with potassium and folate, which support brain circulation and function. Nuts and seeds are also brain-friendly. Walnuts, in particular, contain a unique form of omega-3s called ALA. Almonds, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds offer a variety of nutrients that help reduce inflammation and support nerve signaling. Coconut oil in small amounts can also be beneficial, especially for people with early memory problems. It contains medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, which the brain can use as an alternative fuel when glucose metabolism slows down with age. But remember, the key is balance. Avoid deep-fried foods, processed snacks, and margarine. Even if the label says zero trans fat, check the ingredient list. If you see partially hydrogenated oil, that's a red flag. Always choose whole foods, simple ingredients, and oils that are cold-pressed and unrefined. At this stage of life, it's not about extreme diets, it's about making smarter swaps. Instead of store-bought cookies, try baked oats with walnuts and cinnamon. Instead of margarine, spread avocado on whole grain toast. Instead of processed salad dressings, make your own with olive oil and lemon juice. Each of these small changes adds up to protect your brain and your independence as you age. In our final part, we'll wrap everything up and give you a few action steps to keep your brain strong and sharp for years to come. Let's take a moment to look back. You've just learned how trans fats, the same ones hiding in many store-bought foods, can silently clog the blood vessels in your brain. They don't just raise your cholesterol. They slow the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the brain, making it harder to think clearly, remember things, or even sleep well. For people over 60, this isn't just a health warning, it's a wake-up call. Your brain is changing, but you still have control. Every food choice you make, every label you read, every snack you swap, can either fuel your brain or fog it. You now know where trans fats are hiding, in fried foods, processed snacks, frozen meals, and even so-called healthy spreads. And you also know what to eat instead: olive oil, salmon, walnuts, avocados. These foods are not just tasty, they protect the very thing that makes you, you. If you've ever felt your memory slipping or struggled with foggy mornings, don't wait for it to get worse. Start now. Clean out your pantry, check those ingredient labels, switch to foods that love your brain back. And if you found this video helpful, please take a second to support our channel. Click that subscribe button so you never miss an update, especially if you care about your health after 60. Drop a comment below. What change will you make this week? We'd love to hear how you're taking charge of your brain health. And don't forget to share this video with a friend or family member. Someone you care about may need this information more than you realize. At Senior Health Guide, we're here to help you stay sharp, strong, and independent every step of the way. Thanks for watching, stay well, and we'll see you in the next video.